A hot topic nationally now in the light of what happened in Chattanooga. Will you be pushing for any new legislation regarding these laws? While golf is the primary focus here at the Greenbrier Classic this week, it's not the only thing we're focused on. And all I can say is may the force be with you. If you're standing in this line right here, I'm going to step out of the way so you can take a look at the crowds here tonight at the Marquee Cinemas in Beckley. We've been here at the State Fair of West Virginia all day joining in on the fun with all of you. So we have a lot to talk about tonight. People tonight are just left to pick up the pieces, and the scene behind me is one like so many across Greenbrier County tonight. He spoke from his heart today, talked about the fact that the Mountain State needs jobs, hope, and opportunity. So we're all looking forward to seeing what he brings to the table as governor. And I think it's safe to say that I'm at one of the most popular spots in Beckley to go trick-or-treating. I'm right along Vine Street, where a house has set up a haunted carport. You know, we were talking earlier about some of your more memorable moments and the 8 years that you have served in the military. So share with our viewers what you shared with me earlier. All right, Brandon, thanks a lot. Certainly an emotional day outside the federal courthouse there in Charleston. We've been awaiting this verdict for a very long time now. Family members, of course, have closer ties to that. You know, he couldn't have said it better, that there's so much pride here in West Virginia, and for the voice of CBS Sports himself to say that, wow. You heard it here, Mr. O'Brien saying WV Beckley will be the savior of the city. So many families experiencing loss tonight, and emergency crews still out searching for more victims, just hoping to find any survivors. We need to just kind of debrief, I think. We have so many really big statewide races that we've been following. Of course, the top one being the governor's race, which we do know the results of. Jim Justice, the new governor-elect, who is a Democrat, but not really a politician. So could this really change the direction of our state? Muddy tennis shoes from someone's home, and this is just like many other belongings that you're seeing strung out all across the area. Joining me is a local up-and-coming band from Raleigh County, Wade Wright and the Wrong Boys. The group is the opening act for the upcoming John Michael Montgomery concert. That's adorable. Well, strange to say the least, James, but I think growing up we can all relate to that. We all have a hero or someone that we really look up to. For you, who was it? All these hunks tonight will be dressed up in their finest outfits, okay? High heels included. Here we go. You guys, I'm scared of heights. This is all for you guys.
And we need to humble ourselves in His presence, and we need to pray. What is prayer? Simply this, is communicating to Him.
Week after week, from behind the pulpit, Pastor John Jordan preaches about having faith in impossible circumstances.
Because God, if you turn away from me one moment, I'm going to crumble and I'm going to fall.
And the power of prayer.
Friend, we need to be people of prayer.
But behind closed doors, he's a man fighting a very personal battle with a lot of weapons.
3 chemo pills that I take the same time every day.
8 years ago, Jordan received news that would change his life.
I was diagnosed with CLL, chronic lymphomic leukemia.
A diagnosis that is usually a death sentence for most people within 5 years.
My mind began to race with all the what if questions. What if, what if this means death?
Their daughter, now 16, is a daddy's girl. The news hit her the hardest.
That was my first thought. He might die. And it scared me.
But the most powerful weapon in his arsenal is the power of prayer. A promise from God for healing, years before the diagnosis was even delivered.
He communicated to me 8 years before I was ever diagnosed that I was going to battle cancer, but that I was going to be all right.
Through it all, Jordan believes that continuous prayer will bring healing, and his strength,
For the reason I'm a follower of Jesus Christ.
he finds it at the pulpit.
The greatest peace I find is when I am ministering in the pulpit. It's in those moments that everything else in life is blocked out, and I'm there for a purpose.
I'll never stop preaching that He's a healing God, because it doesn't matter what's going on in my body. He's still a healing God, and He is always going to be faithful.
Pastor Jordan's still praying for a miracle. His eldest son, Nathaniel, is away at college right now in Florida. Doctors are saying he's the possibility of the best match for a bone marrow transplant, and that is scheduled for early next year. They're still praying for a miracle, of course. Working for you in southern West Virginia, I'm Jessica Schueler.